Well, hi, welcome to your first lesson on what intuition is and what it is not. Now, I read through this and it's good, it's solid information, but it does not have the star flare up in there. So I figured I'd kind of take some time to kind of go through it with you and kind of give you my take on it. Now, if you're one of those people who just wants to sit and read the thing, you go ahead on. But if you'd like it a little more spicy, a little more entertaining, hang out with me while we kind of walk through this and talk about what I wrote here. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. I was in a very studious mood when I wrote it, so it doesn't have a lot of my personality in there. And God knows, part of this course is you're going to want to meet my personality for sure. So let's talk about it. Okay, so what intuition is and what it is not. And it really is. There's been some basic definitions done by psychology today, and so it's as we begin our exploration of intuition, it's important to understand what intuition is and what it is not. There are levels of knowing that you must become familiar with us before we progress. So let's begin with this basic definition. Now, according to psychology today, intuition is a form of knowledge that appears in consciousness without obvious deliberation. Remember, I said in the video before, you just know. It is not magical, but rather a faculty in which hunches are presented to the unconscious mind, rapidly sifting through past experiences and cumulative knowledge. The people at psychology today can tell you that it is not magical all they want. There's a little bit of magic to it. So your intuition or knowing is attached to your consciousness, right? Your brain, being the magnificent organ that it is, sees familiarity and patterns and draws conclusions based upon your past experience. Is basically what they're saying, is that your brain notices something, you get and you go, oh, look, there's a pattern. Here's what this is. Now, an international study found that infants possess consciousness. We're born with consciousness. And I said this before, you're born with your intuition, you're born with consciousness. And that before, by at least the third trimester of pregnancy, they've decided that people have consciousness. Um, and yeah, I write here, you can't claim that you don't have intuition because, my darling, the potential for it is built into your DNA. Now, there's a difference between instinct and intuition. We're just talking about intuition. Instinct is breathing and needing to eat and taking your hand when something's hot. Intuition is knowing. Okay. But here's the thing, nobody knows where consciousness comes from. So that's why I'm like, there might be a little bit of magic up in there. There might be. And I promise you it's not a woo-woo course, but I do want you to be open to the idea that there is a little bit of magic in there, and that magic is stuff we don't understand yet. Okay. So here's what Psychology Today said. They said there's no one brain process for consciousness. Rather, it arises from a symphony of brain processes piecing together aspects of what our senses record internally, interoception, and externally, and signal to the brain. But in just one of many conundrums and ironies of consciousness, many of the processes of consciousness work outside our awareness. So, what it's saying then is that your brain may actively process some information, but your senses are recording so much more. Your senses are paying attention to whether it's hot or cold, or loud or quiet, or something smells weird. Or if there's a constant humming coming from somewhere. This information is all coming in while your mind is occupied with what you're going to have for lunch. In fact, when you walk down the street, you're conscious on some level of everything that goes around you. It's just that you only choose to focus on the things that are relative to your thoughts at the moment. But your brain up there, that supercomputer, is recording all of it. So this is the basis of your intuition. And because the information comes through your senses, intuition involves your entire body. And I always say this, you will hear me say this 1,000 times, that the ancient Egyptians believed that human beings had 360 senses, not just one, not just five. And I believe that. I think that we all have some form of magic in our bodies that makes us extra sensory to particular things. So yeah, here's what we know about, to summarize what we're saying is what psychology knows about intuition is before there was logical thinking, there's intuition. The source of your intuition is your body, and your brain is for gathering information. Thinking takes time. Intuition is instant. And there's a component of pattern recognition. What we don't know is where it comes from. So you may not know how you know, but with practice, you'll become adept at the feelings and qualities associated with intuitive hits, and you'll learn to trust it. Guess what this course is about? That's exactly what we're doing here. So the good news, however, is that though we don't know where it comes from, there's been plenty of work done on how to use it. So there's a little quiz up in here for you to kind of nail down what it is we know about intuition and what we don't know about intuition. But what I want you to understand is there has been psychology studied it. And if all you want to do is think about the psychology of it, then just know that you know, but you don't know how you know. And psychology is okay with that. So have a look at the write-up. It doesn't have my colorful interpretations or analogies in there, but read through that one more time and then have a look at the quiz and see if you can kind of look at it and kind of get the idea of what I'm saying here for you. Okay. I'll see you on the next lesson, which is how to activate your intuition.